Key on the Liverpool, Barry Sanders, and get shook. The game is rough and tumble. I will never fumble. I rock like Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. Hoo ha!
Yeah!
All right.
Talk your shit, shorty. Yeah, eat me up, I'll demolish him. Fuck a hater, don't acknowledge them. Just stay focused, get your dollars in. Talk your shit, shorty. Yeah, took me a new route. She told me don't pull it out. She think I'm the coolest out. Talk your shit, shorty.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Mo Budda, and this is Big Chat with Mo Budda, Season 2, Episode 2. We have made it to Episode 2. Today, we have an extremely special guest, but I will get into the introduction shortly. We're going to hop right into our spotlight. Y'all already know how we do, so I'm going to hop to the spotlight, and then we're going to get into introductions. So my spotlight for today, holding down the content creation fort. He's funny, realistic, relatable, and he's from right here in our hometown, Rockford. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on Facebook. His handles and all that will be in the description. Devarian Jarville. I'm shouting you out. I'm giving you the spotlight on Season 2, Episode 2 of Big Chat with Mo Budda. He's really doing his thing, and I just wanted to publicly shout him out from Big Chat. It's all love. And my second spotlight is going to Jesse Leach, aka Leachy. He out here painting the town, literally painting the town. He just recently hand painted a mural over on Charles Street and Center Terrace over there by the Catch. I don't know if y'all been seeing it all over the news, but he is bringing beauty to our community, and it's all love from here at Big Chat. For sure. So shout out to you and your God-given talent, Jesse. Keep going. So for today's guest, my introduction for my guest, we have a very near and dear guest. He is a spiritual warrior, a confidant, an extremely stand-up kind of guy, an awesome father, a fantastic uncle, an author, because he be out here writing stuff. His books are titled Untamed and L.I.F.E, Love is for Everyone. It's none other than my mama's brother, my uncle, the one and only Mr. Sherman Lyons.
I appreciate that, Lisa. I appreciate the introduction. I appreciate you inviting me here.
Absolutely.
I'm very proud of you. I want to say that.
Thank you.
What you're doing, I think, is important not only to the community, but to the family as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Uncle. So you know us. We just gonna get right into the nitty-gritty. But before we start, I want to do like an icebreaker kind of question, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
My first question is, what are 3 scents that you like? 3 fragrances.
Well, I would have to say it would be my sister's cornbread dressing. Every time I smell that, it takes me home. It takes me, reminds me of my mom.
Yeah.
And my sister Carol can throw down like that. So that's the first thing I smell when I go into a house whenever it's a holiday. And it just takes me back to my childhood. So that's the first thing. The second thing would be winter exhaust.
Like from a car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. When you smell that, and it brings back some kind of nostalgia.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then, I like all types of cologne, but it's nature type stuff. So, like wood burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
Yeah, for me, it's a nature type of thing.
Yeah. Real outside.
Yeah. I don't want it.
But you'll take it. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, that was my icebreaker. But you got anything for me?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, but good thing about it. Okay, so today's topic is going to be about spirituality, the spiritual plane. I thought nobody else for this was perfect, but you.
I appreciate
Yeah. So no problem. So I want to give a quick definition to, my definition of spirituality, and you can give us yours as well. But spirituality, the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things.
Right.
That is a definition. You can definitely give us yours and how you view it for sure.
I think from my standpoint, when you say spirituality, people will automatically think it's about religion. And I don't support one religion over the other. I have visited many different churches, many different religions. I've spoken to many different clergy. And I just feel that from my standpoint, spirituality is all about energy.
Yeah.
I think from a human standpoint, we all are the same, regardless of culture, race, gender.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to spirituality, I think you have to tap into that energy and believe and know that there's a higher power. You can call it what you want to call it, name it what you want to name it. The creator is the creator.
Yeah.
So I think from my standpoint, again, spirituality is based upon the energy that we give each other, and you have that energy transference.
Yes.
Whether you're related or not by blood, you can relate to each other.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to spirituality, we should all be interchangeable.
Yeah.
So, just like batteries, a AAA is a AAA. Doesn't matter if it's Duracell or what is the other one?
Great value.
Energize. Yeah, great value.
Look,
Right.
value.
But I just think, from the standpoint of spirituality, it's really just about energy. What we put out to the world, what we put out to the universe is what we get back.
Yeah.
I believe in God. God is real in my life. He's always been real. From my mother on down, it's been evident.
Yeah.
Through the struggle she went through and survived. So like now what we go through, I'd be like, hey,
what are we talking about?
Talking about?
That's my favorite. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
She raised 11 kids on her own and, kept us all out of trouble, kept us all sane.
Yeah.
Worked every day. Sometimes 2 or 3 jobs. So then when I start to complain about life, I just look at it and go, man, we had beautiful childhood.
Yeah.
Think about it. We got stuff for Christmas.
Yeah.
Each one of us got something we wanted.
Yeah.
What we needed. I mean, I remember one year I cried for cowboy boots.
Yeah.
And I got them.
Yeah,
And I had to
really.
wear them for a long time. I mean, the heels of the boots was coming off before I got a new pair of shoes. But she wanted to make a point. You crying for this. You want this.
Now you
I'm
got
going to spend
it.
my money on it. What you going to do with it? A pair of cowboy boots in the middle of winter, summertime or in the middle of winter?
Yeah.
The salt back then was real.
Year-round cowboy.
Yeah. So my brother started calling me bootmaker because I had boots.
Who was calling you bootmaker?
Big brother Bruce.
Okay. Yes.
But I mean, it's just relatable. I think, when you talk spirituality, it's about being relatable.
Yeah. That was beautifully said. I like that. So, moving along, first things first, how do you feel right now in this exact moment?
Proud.
Yeah.
Proud of my niece. I think I've been watching you in your journey, period. And I posted something on Facebook the other day saying how proud I am of you. And my nieces and nephews know how much I love them.
Yeah.
But when I say that and the public, jumps on it, it just makes me feel even more proud.
Yeah.
And, success is not measured to me by money.
Absolutely.
Or materialistic things. When I see you doing things that are positive, that makes you feel good, that's success to me.
Yeah.
And when I see you guys do stuff, man, I sit back and I go, wow. And I look back because I watched you grow.
Yeah.
And I watched you through trials and tribulations. And when you can get through those storms and I see the growth and I'm going, wow, look at me.
Yeah.
I mean, you made me start walking and working out. I was like, I ain't even burning like that no more. I'm like, he's killing it. But that's the thing, though. Right now, in this moment, I'm feeling so proud that you are my sister's daughter.
Yeah.
You are my niece. And I can't say it enough, that the things you guys do, it can be the smallest of things, but I look and I watch. I've always made it a point not to drink or smoke in front of y'all. Not that I was better than, or any of the other uncles, but just that was my way of solidifying the respect. Not saying I didn't drink or didn't smoke, but I wasn't going to do it in front of y'all.
We never knew
I
about
wasn't
it.
going to do that in front of y'all, my kids, and it just, that level of respect for me goes both ways.
That's major, because that's definitely how I look at it. Like, my Uncle Sherman is a superhero. Like, that's how I feel about it. Like, he is. Like, so that was major for me as a kid and even as an adult, you know what I'm saying, to just see you hold it down like that, for sure. But I thank you for the kind words and acknowledging my growth because this has not been easy by a long shot.
Right.
And I'm gonna do my best to get through this without crying. but even if I do, you know what I'm saying, I need it. I be needing it. But I appreciate the kind words, because every day is its own battle.
Yes.
And I'm fighting. I'm swinging. I'm swinging. Like I'm gonna keep swinging. Absolutely. So thank you. I know you kind of touched on it just a little bit ago, but what was life like coming up? Like, what are some of your most profound memories?
I think the fact that my mother raised all of us and kept us together, like, you know, we didn't fight, we couldn't curse each other, we couldn't say, well, back then she would say don't talk under each other's clothes.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't say, you know, somebody was stinky, funky, you couldn't say that.
Yeah.
You know, and now, you look back on that and I see some of the siblings and I see them fighting and cursing each other out and trying to hurt each other.
Yeah.
That's not us.
Yeah.
And I have to say that that's because of the way we were brought up.
Yeah.
You know, if Fantasy Island was on, that's what everybody was watching.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't I'm going out. No, we all watch Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
You don't have to like tattoo, but you're gonna watch Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
Because that was just what we did as a family.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of the older siblings kept us all in check, you know, when we got on the line. And, you know, for the most part, we all knew better to take it to only so far, because then we'd have to deal with Mom. And, you know, as small as she was a force to deal with.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it was good coming up. I mean, I was just talking to my daughter and my friend about my brother Carl being the antagonist.
Shout out to Uncle Carl.
Shout out to Uncle Carl.
I love you, Uncle Carl.
And he was always that we were like an odd couple.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, everybody thought I was older than him.
Yeah.
Some of the nieces and nephews still think I'm older than him. So I'm going, no, he's the older brother. But we had that yin and yang thing. But now the respect is so profound that I cry like sometimes when I'm with him, because I see the connection we have. It's so genuine.
Yeah.
You know, the advice he gave me the other couple months ago when I was going through my anxiety.
Yeah.
And I had never gone through it before, but he gave me some significant advice that made me feel like myself. You know, he's known me through different phases of my life.
Absolutely.
I made him a big brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the things he talked about was basically, you know, from a spiritual standpoint, but he's always going to be real. He's always going to be himself. And he knew I don't smoke, but he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
Bro, this is probably what you need, bro.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, it's not what I need.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to open a business.
Right.
I don't want to, and I don't live in Illinois, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't live in Illinois.
Yeah.
So, but having that connection with each sibling, like we all have a connection together. And we all have one separate.
Yes.
Which they all are amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we don't fight, we don't fuss. If somebody, you know, hurt one another's feelings, then we'll talk about it for a minute.
Yeah.
Or somebody will go in their little corner for a day or two. Then we have this everyday text that we do.
Yeah.
So if somebody don't respond for a day or two, we call them out.
Okay.
Where you at? You know?
What you doing?
Yeah.
So, I think sometimes we get kind of like, having older siblings, we kind of get lost in that sauce, and we don't think they're watching, and we don't think they're paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, because having them myself, obviously, you know, I feel that way sometimes. Like, they ain't paying attention to nothing I'm doing. I'm just out here coasting. But they're watching. So that's awesome that Uncle Carl, that y'all still.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I mean, it's never a negative moment. Like, you know, if I think that 13 was our last whooping for fighting. We were fighting that. So we got a whooping, but that was the last time we fought. And every time after that, it's been nothing but love and respect, you know, through battle rapping and everything that we went through, everything he did, I tried to one up him, you know, because I was a small brother, baby brother. But he's taught me so much in just the way he carries himself. He's always been carefree. And I've always been like, ooh, we gotta be careful. Man, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? And
it helps to have those kind of people.
Because if you don't, you know, you tend to take life too serious. And I think from watching him and his life, just being carefree. Like everything from watching him from school to his life, I'm like, how do you get through that? Without thinking? Like it's like effortless. You know? And then, but yeah, I think I applaud him for having that. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's his spiritual energy.
Yeah.
So then I can tap into that sometimes. Like, it's okay. You know,
Yeah.
my brother survived off his whole
Yeah,
life.
I can do it.
I can do it for a week. You know, but
Just this one time.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah,
I love
think
that.
with my siblings, it's something, man. And then our last name is Lyons, so we tap into that as far as the pride and
Yeah.
you know that whole deal. And I think we look at it as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, it's just anybody with the last name Banks or anything.
Yeah.
You try to tap into that.
Yeah.
Stuff. But I go all in.
I'm going
all in. I'm talking about
I'm
Lyons.
standing firm on it. Yes.
I know, but all that I think is important, and it comes from the way we were raised.
Yeah.
We had to respect each other, and that's the way I'm operating.
Absolutely. I love that. I love it so much. Who was your favorite artist as a teenager? Like your favorite musical artist, or who were you listening to back then?
Well, see, growing up, though, I was out learning how to play chess early at parks with old dudes, like old men, like Germans and you know, Japanese guys and black guys, white guys. Didn't matter.
Really?
That's why I contribute the way I am, open to everybody, because I was young around those people.
Yeah.
And they're talking about their war story. They're talking about relationships. And it was just me growing up around that and then learning chess. I never learned how to play checkers.
Yeah.
I was just always head on them to learn all the big stuff. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that took me to the point where I was just like influenced by a lot of different things. So classical music, jazz. Stevie Wonder was like one of my favorite because he just, to me, he's a musical genius.
Yeah.
And, you know, they do the verses now?
Yeah.
There is nobody that can handle that guy because his catalog is too large.
Yes, too large.
So Stevie Wonder, but when it comes to rap music, I was listening to Public Enemy and Sugar Hill Gang. And
Yeah.
Met Heavy D once.
Yeah.
You know
Did
that.
you?
Oh yeah, me and
You
Jamal.
just been in the start.
Yeah, me and Jamal.
Oh, my mom met him too?
Yeah, she was like my assistant back then. You know, when I had the music production, because I had a local talent music production for like 6 years, and you know, so we were just doing it, man. I'm always that guy to try to do something.
Yeah,
I gotta reinvent myself somehow.
Somehow.
You know? And if it's business, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind betting on myself or investing in myself.
Yes.
So if that's what I gotta do to make it, that's what I do. And making it again, it's not about money. It's to me the energy that I get back.
It's an internal feeling.
Oh man.
Like I'm successful.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, I was just talking to my niece about that.
Yeah.
Like I was just telling Yanni, like, if it's something I want to do, I'm gonna try it at least one time.
Gotta do it.
And if I succeed, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing it. Because they probably look at me like a Looney Tune. Like, oh my God, you're doing this week and the next week.
Yeah.
I always have a new idea.
Yeah. See, but that's
And I'm gonna do it.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do it.
You gotta do it.
Absolutely. What advice would you give your 25-year-old self?
Wow. Okay, this is real talk. Right? Big chat.
This is big chat.
Big chat.
Yeah, like what?
My
Yeah.
25-year-old self, and I, you know, I have to understand where I am now and where I was at 25. I was married, a father of 2, and life was good.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, this just happened on Father's Day. My ex-wife chatted me, hey, happy Father's Day. You're probably the best dad I've ever known. When it comes to being a husband, though, you know, she's always witty like that and giving it to me, right? So I was like, and I have to admit to her, I could have and should have been a better husband.
Yeah.
But the truth, niece, I didn't have any group friends.
Yeah.
There was no males, no married couples. My mother and father were separated. I didn't have anybody to follow.
Yeah.
None of my siblings were married. So then I was the first.
Yeah.
Even as young as I was the first. So when it comes to that and relationships, you have to think about that. Where you come from, what did you watch, what did you see, who did you listen to, who did you have guiding you?
Yes.
I didn't have it. So I went off instinct of how to raise children, how to respect women. I got all that from my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So being a man, being a husband in a marriage, I took it from a spiritual standpoint, a religious standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a difference.
Yeah.
When we open that up, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I took it from a religious standpoint because the church says you gotta be this way when you're married.
Yeah.
The Bible says things about marriage, but the church wants you to be this way.
Yeah.
So I was trying to lead my life that way instead of knowing how to treat my wife.
Yeah.
And not that there was no abuse, there was nothing like
Yeah.
that. But I know now
Yeah.
that I wasn't the best husband.
Yeah.
And when she said that does me good in the text message, it made me feel like, okay, so then that solidifies what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I've grown.
Yeah.
You know, I know the man that I am now.
Yeah.
And I know that I could have been better, just like that we all do. Every day
Exactly.
we be better.
Absolutely.
But that's what I would have told my 25-year-old self.
Yeah.
I would have tried to train myself and teach myself how to be a better husband.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll never not love her. She's the mother of my sons. I know, y'all still call her anything. And I ain't even trying to give her no props. I'm trying to her like a wine bottle. But my deal is that she's a good woman and she's the mother of my sons, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I'll always love her for that. But that's the thing, that at 25 years old, I was in it for life.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have the tools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you gotta fix something and you ain't got the right tools, you just, I'm gonna put some wire on it.
Some electrical tape.
Duct tape on that. And that's what we were doing. You know? And both of us were young, and we just, my thing is about relationships, and I'm jumping, but my thing about relationships is we're all on our different journeys. So I can love you, and I love you for life. I've never been with anybody that I dislike.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody dislikes me.
Yeah.
I just think they didn't want to deal with me on the
That
levels.
level, yeah.
You know, as I rose to different levels, or they rose to different levels, you grow.
Yeah.
That's why I seriously believe that we're all meant to be with each other for a season, even as siblings, even as parents, even as children. You know, and it's for a season that we're here for. So then when that season is up, it's up.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be willing to accept that and move on and move beyond it.
Yeah.
And that's in life and in death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was good. Oh man, that was great.
Right.
Yeah, because you jumped to the relationship thing, and that's what I was gonna ask next. If you could give us one piece of dating advice for like the new daters out there, like what
The new dater?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, new dater.
I mean, my daughter's gonna be 18 in January. So my dating advice would honestly be, open yourself up, man. You gotta have an open mind, an open heart, eyes open, ears open, open mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be open to life. And like I said in the book, love is for everyone. Life. But honestly, you have to, I would just be open. Be open to new, I've been in different situations to where I'm in a geographical area where it's predominantly white.
Yeah.
So I meet a lot of white women.
Yeah.
I've dated every culture there is that because I love who I love.
Yeah.
And they like when they see me.
Yeah.
So I don't discriminate like that. And I know a lot of people have judged, oh, you only date white women. No,
You
that's
don't know
not
me
true.
like that.
You don't know me like that.
You don't.
Because I love who love me,
Exactly.
right? But then you get into that situation to where you have to be open enough to just let it be. Whatever that leads you to. That's why I think I'm so open even about, homosexuality. I think for me, look, man, who am I to judge what you're doing and who you're doing it to?
Exactly.
Because I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
That's a private situation for me. So as long as you treat each other right,
Exactly.
I ain't got no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's race, gender,
Yeah.
matter to me. As long as you treat each other right. But I would say my advice would be to be open.
Yeah.
As open as you can.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I feel like a lot of people these days in our generation and now, like, it's very social media. It's very comparison. You know what I'm saying? Trendy. It's very trendy.
My daughter said I'm going to get canceled one of these days. Like, I'll put it out there.
Yeah, put it out there because people need to hear it.
Right.
We all need to hear it. But yeah, we're very, I don't say I will not put myself in that. But there are people who are very closed off. And it's like, how can you say you want this, and that, but you're not working for it or you're not putting in any effort?
Yeah.
It's not going to fall in your lap. It's not going to fall in your lap. So that was awesome advice, to be open. Absolutely. When was the last time you cried and why?
Wow.
Because I never ever see you cry.
I think, the Father's Day thing because I lost my son 4 years ago. So each year, I mean, I miss him every second of the day.
Yeah.
But the way I dealt with it, I don't think people thought we weren't as close. But they don't know us like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? My son wouldn't want me in the dumps and in the corner crying. The first thing he'd be like, "Dad, what you doing?
Yeah.
Do it right. Do it right." And he'd put his heavy finger against my head because that's what I used to do to him and his brother. But I think the other day I was with Kevin and it just got heavy that I missed him so much. You know, it got heavy after talking to his brother.
Yeah.
And I was in the car, and then Mary texted me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Girl, I'm in the car crying right now."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You talking about you missing? I'm crying right now. Right. But that was the last time I cried, and it happens. You know what I'm saying? Some people, men don't. Man, are you crazy? I'm a true man. I'm a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it cries, it's time. I'm gonna cry. You know, and I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
If you see me or not, there's just a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm waiting until I get outside.
Exactly.
You know, but if it warrants a tear, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, fighting it for what?
Yeah.
You know, but that was the last time I cried Father's Day. I miss my son extremely.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. But I can hear him every day, you know, in the things I say, the accomplishments I do, because I know how proud he is.
Yeah.
And I'm getting all choked up because that's what
It's
I am.
okay, yeah.
But, you know, from the things that his sister do, and she's accomplishing things, I know how proud he is, you know, and yeah, that was it for me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I think I'm struggling with that a little bit too, like with the passing of Rock, like going on to still do good things and great things and, you know, accomplishing things. Like, I still feel guilt a little bit behind it. I think, you know, the wound is still very much open for me. You know what I'm saying? It's still fresh. It's like a guilt I feel sometimes. Like, oh my God, he can't see this. Or, you know, you think those things like he's not here to see it.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, Denise, when it comes to that, that's what I mean by being open spiritually.
Yeah.
Spirituality is a vast thing. Yeah. And it's all about energy, because we're all energy in a fleshly being, right? So just because someone passes from this earth does not mean their energy is gone. And I know you feel your brother. I feel him in here right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel him in here right now because I know how proud he is of me. And that this is happening. Because he's always unsure. Yeah. And he wants me to do these things, and you know what I'm saying? And so you got that fear, that guilt, that you got to let that go, because your brother wants nothing but the best for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel his energy, no matter where you are, express it. Yeah. I'll tell people in a minute, that boy crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was going through my things because I'm at this journey part of my journey where I'm trying to clutter my life. Yeah. My mind, my junk drawer in the kitchen, my closet with all the 1984 wraps and, you know, all this stuff. I'm shredding up old marriage license and court papers and whatever else I can shred, you know, but I'm trying to clear my life out so that the new stuff can come in. Absolutely. So doing that, I found a letter from Marius, you know, when he wasn't living at home the first time. And then he was like, "Dad, remember when we used to switch sticks? Because I would beat him heavily on the basketball, football game, on the video game. Yeah. And then I'd switch sticks with him. And then I'd let him I'd come back. Just enough so he can see, you know, life ain't fair. Yeah. Didn't know he retained that until he brought it up in this letter. Dad, I wish I could switch sticks. Because he was having it rough. Yeah. And that just blew me away. So I saw this letter and I just was like, but that's the thing. Things that, because Rocco came to stay with me for a year. And it was me, there's Rocco and Mari. Yeah. And every day there was something. It was an adventure every day. Yeah. So that moment in time that we all shared, like none of us ever forgot that. Yeah. So, like I still got old pictures of all of them. Yeah. As kids. You know what I'm saying? And those are the only things I kept was pictures, and some people's pictures I didn't keep. But kids and family I kept, you know. So, but just, you got to be able to shake it off and understand that none of us are going to be here forever. And death is inevitable. Just as sure as we're living, we have to die. Yeah. And of course, you know, I've lost 5 brothers. I know what it is. I know what it is to lose a mom, a dad, nephews, nieces. cousins, friends. So I'm not afraid of death. Death is not to be afraid of. It's the living. You know what I'm saying? It's the living after they're gone.
Yes.
It's the hard part, but it's necessary. Because what you're carrying on is the energy that we lost, the physical body that we lost. We're carrying their energy on.
Yeah.
And we have to get to the point where we're not. That's why I don't do the funeral thing.
Yeah.
You know, people were upset that I didn't have a funeral for my son. First of all, his mother didn't want that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go with what she wanted.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
I know we were from the South, and that's what people did traditionally.
Yeah.
That's what Black culture does. That's old.
Yeah.
Because all it is a bunch of crying and finger pointing, and I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
You know, I lost my son. I don't want to be sitting here crying over something that is just not there. He's not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when we look at life like that, like, it is what it is, man. We lost somebody. So of course we're sad about that. But then we have to look at it from the standpoint of what you're accomplishing, they would be proud of. And then you look in the face of that and you be like,
that's the truth.
I'm not going to be in the corner crying and upset because my son is gone.
Yeah.
Because the promise of God is that I'll see him again as long as I do right by God. So if I do right in the spiritual, I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to see my son, my mama, my daddy, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, you know, I'm going to be all like, woo.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did that right there. Glad I didn't pop off that joint. Trying to show me. You know?
That's what it feels like. Like in these moments, like when you just mentioned that, like you've experienced loss on a greater scale. I have not. So this is like, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're just kind of looking for something to hold on, like believe in and grab onto.
But when you know somebody who's gone through something, that's what God gives us. I told my sister, she lost her son. I told my siblings when I lost mine is that I believe God takes me through things so that I can help other people when they go through. So that when my sister was going through this, and I know she's one of the toughest chicks I know. And I'm talking, your mom. I mean, I'm not scared of nobody. But Cal used to, you know, I call her Cal D when she gets tough.
Yeah.
Right? To see my sister hurt like that, you know. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because I just want to beat people up.
Yeah.
Right? With your sister.
Yeah.
I want to fight somebody.
Yeah.
Who am I fighting? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'm not gonna get us to.
God is the only one that can take life. And I tell people that without people understanding. God is the only one that can give life, and he's the only thing that can take life. The devil don't take life. He puts us in situations that can have our life in jeopardy. But then God takes us out of those situations so that we don't suffer. I know my son passed away because of the situation that he was suffering in. And God took him out of that. He also eased my suffering. And people think, oh my gosh, you happy. No, I'm not happy my son is gone. Yeah. But the suffering is over. There were plenty of nights I was praying that he get locked up, or praying that, you know, just because I know he would be alive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was in the wrong circles, thinking that. And I used to tell him, boy, you're living the life that's not yours. You're not living the life. I named you Travell, travel. Yeah. So you can see the world. Yeah. And his charisma was the same as mine. His mouthpiece was the same as mine. He was cold.
Was special, yes.
So I'm like, boy, and that smile you got, oh man, you're gonna kill him. Yeah. He just didn't tap into it. Yeah. You know, and I, with all my nephews, I try to, first of all, you're a man. Yeah. You're a man of God, you're a man, so you gotta be a man. And that don't mean macho. Yeah. That means you have to be strong enough to handle things. Yeah. In your life and in other people's lives. Because you might have to be strong for somebody else when you're feeling weak. And that's been me. Yeah. You know, losing these people, man, the past year, we've lost a lot of family. And it took a toll on me. You know? Where I couldn't be there for certain people who were going through the same loss. You know, my cousin Terry lost his mom. Yeah. Terry's like a brother. Yeah, absolutely. And his mother was named after my mom. Yeah. So that was her namesake. Yeah. So the ties were just too tight. Yeah. Mother's Day, I knew how he was suffering. And I called him the next day and I was like, bro, I couldn't call you last night. Yeah. Because to watch my people suffer like that, But then again, he knows that I was going to be there for him. You know what I'm saying? And the same with my sister.
Yeah.
I said God put me through things so that I can be there for other people. And it's not the first instance.
Yeah.
So then when I go through something, I'm going, okay, what is this going to do? What's this going to do? Let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see what you're talking about, God.
Yeah.
Because let me see what you're trying to show me.
Yeah.
This ain't feeling too good.
Yeah.
But he showed me something, and I wouldn't wish losing a child on anybody. But my thing is that I've done it, so now I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Now I can show somebody who's going through something, you know, what it means to get beyond it.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to get over it. I miss my son every second of the day, but you got to get beyond it.
Yeah.
First of all, I got 2 other kids, and I got myself, and I got
Yeah.
my siblings, I got my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And you can't stop living. You know, and then think about your brother. He'd be like, what are you talking about?
Every time oh my God, every time I catch myself, every time, and I remember just a couple weeks ago, I was sitting there trying to eat my breakfast. You know, I try to keep a routine in the morning.
Yeah.
And I pray before I eat and all of that, but the tears just fell in.
Right.
And I said, God, this one ain't even for you this morning. I need to talk to Rob.
Yeah.
Like, that was so heavy on me, and like the hair on my arms just stood up. And I was like, I need you. I need you to come see about me, come hug. And it's like I just felt it.
So Sam, if you believe in that higher power and you believe in energy that strong, then know that the sadness is just an emotion.
Emotion. Because it comes and goes.
Just like everything else that's an emotion.
Yeah.
Pain and everything else.
Yeah.
It's an emotion that goes away to the point of where you're not going to be in that all day long.
Yeah.
And if you are, it's something different that you're taking on.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can try to explain pain of loss to someone who's never lost anyone. You can try to explain it to someone who's lost a significant other.
Yeah.
Or a friend. But losing a child is a different thing. You know, and then losing a parent is a different thing.
Yeah.
Losing a sibling is a different thing. So the connections we have in those relationships, you still have to deal with them the same.
Yeah.
The physical is not here, but just because the physical is not here don't mean it's not still real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rocco's still alive.
Very
you know what I'm
much.
saying? And when you think, oh my gosh, dude, you gotta look at life in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Open your third eye so you can see into the spiritual realm, right?
Yeah.
If you don't ever open your eyes, and I mean the spiritual eye, you will never be in touch with yourself, your true self.
Yeah.
Because people talk about love language and all that. If you don't see yourself, your true spiritual self, you ain't got no love language. You ain't gonna understand when you start talking the love
Yeah,
language.
exactly.
The translation is gonna get lost. It's gonna get lost in translation.
Yeah.
But you gotta open yourself up to understand. You talk about spirituality, it's a different realm.
Yeah.
So if you're not walking this earth, it's a different realm you're in now. So then you gotta look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I talk to my mom every day, especially when I'm doing something I know I ain't supposed to be doing. And then I know she my look at her. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And then my
Yeah.
son, I already know what he thinks. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm somewhere moping around, I know that boy would be, Dad, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, and then get up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boy, stop, leave me
Yeah.
alone. I want to be miserable.
Yeah.
But he won't allow me.
Wouldn't let me.
He won't allow it.
Rock would never allow it.
Never
What you
allow
sad for? That good at walking.
Right. And I
What you
literally,
sad for?
that's right.
Yeah.
And you start hearing the voice because
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah.
You got to tap into it, Lisa. That's what my advice would be to anybody that lost somebody, or loses somebody. You're gonna be sad.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
Yeah.
So, but you also gotta keep living, man. And living is not wallowing in sorrow and self-pity and misery.
Yeah.
It's not living, it's just existing.
Yeah.
And we gotta live life, man. Live life to the fullest. And when I say that, you know, I mean making yourself happy, making those around you happy to the point of where you can.
Yeah.
You know, put a smile on somebody's face, you say good morning, you say hello,
Absolutely.
say good night. That's what I say by making people happy.
Yeah.
Because you're making them feel good.
Yeah.
But when we lose someone, man, we tend to just draw back instead of just letting go.
Yes.
Like I said, the tears don't flow. And when they flow, so what?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
But when they don't, don't let people criticize you for thinking that you're
You're
not.
supposed to be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had people really rolling up like, oh my God, he back to work too early. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You don't know how I'm dealing with this and how God has structured me to deal with it.
Exactly.
Because he prepared me for this in some instances, things that I saw, things that I dreamed about, things that I meditated on.
Yeah.
I knew this was coming at
Yeah.
some point. In fact, I told my son, there's only this or that.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to your pops,
Yeah.
Dad, okay, son.
Yeah.
Not saying that, you got what he deserved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more or less, there's only one or two ways you
Yeah.
can go. You live or you die.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't do the right things by yourself, taking care of yourself, when you don't listen to that inner voice that's telling you not to go left,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And you should go right.
Yeah.
I'm going over here.
Yeah.
Then you tend to step in a bear trap that you can't get your foot out of. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we got to just open up spiritually.
Yeah.
And as a culture, it's been a tough thing.
Yeah.
Genders is tough for
Yeah.
men and women to understand each other, you know, when it comes to that. It's not about an emotional thing. It's about just opening up to your spiritual self.
Yeah.
Because we're all just spiritual beings. That is.
Yeah, and I feel like even for myself, like that's where those feelings of like this newfound like depression and suppression comes in because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
So now you feel all sad and mopey all the time. It's like, well, go do that thing that you're called to do. Why are you playing with it?
Anybody who I was close to, I was going, this not something in my ex. And I was like, man, there's something I'm supposed to be doing that I'm not doing. And I know it's something. But what I wasn't doing was taking care of myself.
Yeah.
I was doing everything from everybody else, from work to family to everything else, but taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. I wasn't taking care of me. And not because I was neglectful in it, I just was thinking I was doing the right thing by taking care of everybody else, and I'm going to be good because I know how to get my rejuvenation. Lord, please, fill my cup. But he was filling the cup and I'm steady giving it to everybody else. He's like, what are you doing? Save something for yourself. And I was just like, oh, you're going to refill it. You're going to refill it. I mean, like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Today, no. You're going to have an empty cup today.
That's
when I did, I woke up like with an anxiety. And I couldn't believe it. I never experienced it before. I went around, but I never experienced it. And it was, my friend said it best. He said, you're going to be all right. God just flicked the fuse box. And it
shook your nerves.
And flicked, and now you're like,
He
just wanted to wake you up because it could have been worse, bro. He said you could have had an aneurysm, you could have had a stroke. And I was like, wow. I could have really lost it. Instead, it just shook me to the point where I was like anxious about everything. Because I'm typically the kind of guy that needs to have some control over everything. I used to love riding on the passenger seat. Fall asleep snoring on the passenger seat. Now I can't ride in the passenger seat because I ain't got no control over the car. Or you might try to lock my window and I got to fight you to open my window. And I don't want to do that. So,
that's the truth.
Now I've learned over these past 2 months, I gotta let some of this stuff go that I cannot control. Decisions that other people that are in their hands, it's their job. I was struggling with that. I can't go to make the state give me no license. You know what I mean? So I got away. Now I have to learn how to dial that back to take care of myself in the process and stop giving so much of me to everybody else. Now I'm still going to be me.
Of course.
I'm still going to be helpful. I'm still going to be charitable. I'm still going to be loving, pouring love on folks, supporting folks. But I also have to care for me.
Absolutely.
And the saying is, self-care is not selfish. That is true. And then as I take care of myself physically, get this weight off. And, trying to look good. And feeling better about everything. Then I can be a better service to everybody else. Because when I'm moping around, I see the world.
No good to nobody.
I'm grumpy. And I don't want to hear from nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. And that's not me. So I have to be around people to get energy because I believe in energy transference. And it's not about being popular. It's just about what I get and what I give. So.
Because I know what I give.
Right.
And I want that back.
I want it back.
Like,
I want mine back.
Yeah, that control thing is real.
It's real.
And I said that, I kind of circled that around, Rock, too, because for the first time in my life, I felt like I had no control over, and it created an anxiety in me, like, oh my God, I really don't have control over anything.
Yeah.
Not what my son do, not what I do half the time. Like, I just have this little circle, like, I have to do what I can, and that's how I'm showing up these days. I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah, so that's all.
That's it. That's all. Whatever that looks
Whatever
like.
it looks like, because that's me. Right now, if you don't think I'm skilled the max guy, that's up to you. But I know that I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
And I got to take better care of me. So if you get them, I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's going to be okay with me.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to be okay with you because there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
If I say no, I say no. Now, if I can do it, but I got to make sure I'm good first.
Exactly. The boundaries.
I didn't have them. I honestly thought when people were calling me Superman and like you say, Sherman's a superhero, I didn't take it from a conceited standpoint.
Yeah.
But I subconsciously lived up to that.
Yep.
And then I forgot that I can go into the booth and be Clark Kent.
Yeah.
So I somehow crazy glued the door to the telephone booth and I couldn't go in there and change to Clark Kent. So I always had to be Superman.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
I was going through this anxiety and I was like, man, I was struggling one night really bad. Like, man, I'm feeling really lonely.
Yeah.
I never felt that way before. I used to love being by myself.
But yes.
And I was just one night, it was just such a struggle for me not to be by, I can't be by myself. So I went to this, where I did the book reading once. It's called Cafe Carpets.
Yeah.
And they were doing, this poet was there, a percussionist. And she was doing this poetry that was about healing, love and healing. I just so happened to walk in there. And this was what it was about. And the guy had never, he was like, I don't do this often, but I think somebody in here needs to hear this song. And I'm looking around, this guy starts singing a song called Mountains, where basically it's saying, mountains, mountains, this mountain was not meant for you to carry, it's meant for you to climb. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's seriously, you go carrying all these things that are not meant for you to carry. And that's what we do.
And then you just feel, okay, so that's my thing, right? Like, so, because I'm carrying single parenting, I'm carrying the struggle of feeling seen. I'm just carrying the stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I'm letting things go now. I feel like I have now I feel too light. Now I'm anxious.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to heaviness on me.
But you pick up a different thing, though, and you pick up a more positive thing for yourself. What's good for you. And what's good for you is going to be good for anybody that really loves and cares about.
Exactly.
Because what we do affects those people who love and care about us. That's what I was telling my sister, I want to say mom.
Yeah.
That it is your cross to carry. Losing your son is your cross to bear.
Yeah.
But let me carry it a couple steps.
Yeah.
Until you get your rest. Let the other siblings carry it. Let your children carry it. We all have suffered the loss, but that's your son. And nobody's going to understand that. Not your children, not your significant other. That's your son.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with that loss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just wanted her to understand, like, sis, you don't have to do this by yourself every day.
You don't.
Because I know what it's like. So you have to relieve that and let me carry it for a couple days until I don't want to call you, bro, because you better call me.
Call somebody.
You got to call me.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is about. I've gone through this, so now I can kind of help you through it.
Yeah.
We have to be not afraid to let go sometimes and let somebody else carry that for a minute. I'm not saying I want you to carry all my burdens and I'm going now. Yeah, fix my problem.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. But when we love and care for people, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to share the load. That's what spirituality is about.
Yeah.
If you're not helping each other through something, then what are you really here for?
What are you doing? Please move.
Yeah. I remember I used to do this song called That's What This World Is All About, Share and Get Out. And y'all used to sing the whole chorus when y'all were little. I'm sure Pooh remembers. Who remembers that?
Everything.
She still like a little kid to me.
Yeah.
But I wrote that song for y'all, and all the nieces and nephews used to sing it, come to my house and sing it in this chorus. But that's what this world is all about: share or get out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just simply what it is. Like, cause you know me, Uncle Sherman buying one movie for the whole family.
For the whole family.
The whole household get one movie.
Yeah.
You get a movie. You get a movie.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody buying no 5 or 6 movies.
Yeah.
Just one movie.
Too many.
Yeah. We all watch it together. 'Cause that's what we had to do.
Exactly.
And so I think we were at my house and it was just a battle over something, and I was like, we got to share. You know, because I wanted y'all to understand, like, together you're gonna be stronger.
Yeah.
Share this thing, whatever it is, you gotta share. And that's part of it, man. We gotta share the load just like we share the happiness.
Yeah.
You know, share the sadness.
I be trying to get my siblings to understand the same thing. Like,
tough,
y'all be
okay?
trying too tough.
Yeah,
It's-
tough.
I'm
That's
just dealing with it
big,
over
yeah.
here. No, I'm calling.
Yeah.
And I think that's my standpoint as a younger sibling.
Yeah.
I need y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I need to call y'all and let y'all
Yeah.
know that, hey, I be in the text message. I need y'all. I need to see y'all real
Oh, yeah.
soon. You know, I get everybody still working and doing their
Right.
thing, but like, I need y'all.
Oh, they know I'll tell them. I'll tell them in a minute. Bro, hey, on Easter, that's when I young Carl was like, man, I just need a hug. Oh, my little brother need a hug. I was like, this dude, take it serious sometimes, bro.
For once,
But then,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But when hey man, because that's how I was getting rejuvenated. I would drive down and see the fam, and I'd be like, okay, I'm good for another 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I can get back up there and handle my
Exactly.
business. But then it just got to the point where I was like Pac-Man with the power pellet.
Yeah.
I can handle the ghost once I get my
Yeah.
power pellet, but now all the pellet's gone.
Yeah.
And then all the ghosts chasing me.
Yeah.
And I can't get through the
Yeah.
maze. You're right. So
Yeah.
I'm quick to call them. They know.
Yeah.
I would say, look, man, I'm feeling sad. When this anxiety started, man, I was like, what the? I'm calling you, what up? I need to see y'all.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
And it was just weird to me because I'd never experienced it before.
It
So,
be surfacing.
again, you know, getting through that part from a spiritual standpoint, man, I went to look for clergy. I went like looking for churches that I could talk to somebody because I didn't understand it. Now I work around it. I've been working around it for 30 years, but I never experienced it.
Yeah.
And so when it hit me, I just was like, it was like a sucker punch.
Yeah.
Like I was in there fighting,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, pow! Like, who hit me?
Yeah.
And it was just that, just instant.
Yeah.
But when I spoke to this clergy, and the pastor was like, have you ever tried, instead of running from it, to try to name it? And I'm like, what? And she was like, because you know it's dark, it's a dark energy. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not ready to I'm not in condition
Yeah.
to fight the demon like
Yeah.
that. I ain't prayed up.
Yeah.
My mind ain't right. She's
Yeah.
like, you got to be in your faith. You got to be strong in your faith.
Yeah.
And my fear was that what if it gets the best of me and I lose my faith? That's when that's the test. That's the test. My favorite book in the Bible is Job. Job lost everything, sick, and God allowed the devil to test him. See, allowed the devil to test him. The devil can't do nothing without God allowing him to. You know what I'm saying? So he allowed him to tempt us. He tempted Jesus.
Yeah.
What do you think he ain't gonna tempt me?
Yeah.
I mean, the littlest thing he
Yeah.
tempted me with, it used to be cornbread dressing. What you gonna do for the Klondike bar? I want
right.
to look for that cornbread dressing. But he
Yeah.
can tempt you with the smallest things. I mean, he tempted Jesus with what Jesus already knew was his.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the temptation's always going to be there to do something other than what you know you should be doing.
Yeah.
You know? But we just got to look deeper within ourselves and find yourself even in times of sorrow. Because to wallow in a niece is just scary.
It's scary.
Because
I'd like get up and move, get up and
Yeah.
do something, go find something.
you
to
have
do.
to, you have to.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of all that, man, that lonely feeling, when the pastor was talking about it, I finally did it. You know, to where I was
Yeah.
like, okay, you want to have, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, the rightful thing to do is to know yourself. I know who God is to me,
Yeah.
and I know what my belief is. I don't try to force it on nobody.
Yeah.
But when the pastor was talking like that, I was just like, yeah, but I don't think I'm strong enough yet.
Yeah.
Because I've been, I'm a prayerful guy.
Yeah.
But I've been weak lately. And
Yeah.
I don't know, he might get the best of me, and I ain't trying to lose that
Yeah.
battle. But those are battles that God is in there with you. And I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
Was trying to do it by myself. Still trying to be in control and fight.
And
already
ain't
knocked
got
on your
none.
butt.
Down there kicking upwards.
God in your corner, like, man, get up.
Yeah, I got you.
Got you.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, man.
If I ever heard it, that's the truth. I don't know where exactly we're at for time. Yeah, I don't know. But what is next for you, and what do you have coming up? I know you got the book.
Oh, yeah, I have the books.
And I want to give you
I'm gonna
some
give my
time to talk
about the book.
to talk about your
Right.
books. But let us know what's coming up for you and what's next.
What's next for me is that, in fact, today we got some good news about the business. Our business is a day program, an adult day program for clients with disabilities. My partner and I have been in this field for over 30 years, experience working in it, working for other people, and decided to do it for ourselves. So what's next for us is the Pride. It's called People Recognizing Individual Differences Every Day. That's what Pride stands for.
Yes.
And it's a day program, so the clients that live in their residence can have a place to go to for day-to-day activities, whether we have a theater room, we have a game room, we have a beauty salon, we have a massage therapy room. That's the future. Just a place for them to go.
Yeah.
There'll be outdoor outings to movies and ice cream socials and folders and just something for them to do outside of staying at home all day. You know, and it's near and dear to our hearts. Today we got the word from the state that they were coming to do the survey.
Yeah.
That just means one little step closer to the license, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Today it was just beautiful. Everything that happened to me was meant to be, but it was all about patience. You know, and going through that anxiety built me for this. You know what I'm saying? It built me back up for it. Because honestly, I was already like, man, I gotta wait for the state. They talking to somebody said it was gonna be a year, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. We already put the money in. I can't, you know, be all in. But everything has worked out. You know, the anxiety was about money as well, which I've never worried about. But I had to worry because not only is my life tied up in this, my partner's life.
Exactly.
So now it's not just me saying, well, I can quit. I can't quit. Because somebody else's money is tied up. I had investors tied in. So what am I supposed to tell them? I don't want to do this no more. You know, the folks will be like, you gotta get back in. Get my money back. I'm like, whoa. I can cut some grass.
Like, gotcha.
But that's what's next for us is that the business is the future. For my daughter, for my son, for my family. It's called the Pride. It has the lion logo, you know. But just I think it'll be big for the family as well. I think just encouraging everybody to do and follow your dreams because this has been a dream of mine. You know, growing up as a kid, I never aspired to be a fireman or a police. All I ever wanted to be was a dad. You know what I'm saying? I grew up without my dad, so I wanted to be a dad. So then everything I do has been for the progress and for the good of my children.
Absolutely.
And this is no different. You know, I get a little bit of satisfaction out of it because it's my dream, it's a passion. And that's what I do. I've had the family come and help paint the flooring. My niece Tamika had me on the floor with these old knees doing the flooring and painting. But it's a beautiful thing. Can't wait for everybody to see it. There's going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony when it opens. It's going to be nice. We're going to have a grill out there. People want me to have my sister cook. So I already told them that she would. So don't make me out of a liar. But, you know, that's what's next.
I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate it, niece, because
I got to give you your flowers while we're here on Big Chat. I got to give you your flowers.
I appreciate it.
Because you really been doing the thing. And you took going from working with and for to doing it on your own. And that's a big, huge step.
Yeah, it is.
And you got to have a lot of faith and belief in yourself to get things like this done.
You do, because like I said, if you don't invest in yourself, then who's going to? You know, we just did this Kiva loan on Facebook. You know, it's the private sector. You have to have 30 supporters. Man, I thought, 30 people, I got that.
30.
And the next thing you know, I'm struggling to get 30 people. I'm like, what is going on? But people are apprehensive. So when you invest in yourself, the people see that and your character's good. They know your intentions are good. People will invest in you. And I think that's what we got to learn. You invest in yourself first. And then people will join in.
They'll join. They have no choice but to join in at that point. And you brought your book today.
I did.
Do you want to show the people?
Well, yeah.
Of course. We want to see. Before I get into my last segment.
So the first book is called Untamed, Let's Get Motivated. Inspiration and Motivational Poetry for Every Day That Ends in Y. So I wrote this book It's dedicated to my son, Marius. It's not about addiction, but my son struggled with addiction. These are poems that came to me from a spiritual standpoint every day. There was something that was on my head and on my heart. I could be working during the course of the day and get a headache, and I don't get headaches.
Yeah.
But it was nagging at me until I got it out.
Mm-hmm.
So when it first came to me, it was like messages for the masses.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to do. So I was putting them on Facebook. People were coming up to me in the grocery store telling me how it helped them. So my son Marius, the last conversation we had was, Dad, do the book. Boy, I don't got time to do the book.
Yeah.
I don't have no cover. Dad got a cover, use your old rap CD that you was gonna get rapping. So I did the cover. My niece designed it. There's significant in each aspect of the picture. I mean, there's 16 bars, the cage, for 16 bars of rap music, which is my family's thing.
Yeah.
My nephew, my son, my brother. And then the lion represents us, of course, and the strength of all, right?
Absolutely.
The chains that are broken, shackles that are broken, because it's truly untamed.
Yeah.
I had a publisher that was interested in the book, but I self-published these books because they wanted me to change the words. I wouldn't change the words because they were spiritually given to me. So I was like, nah, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
So me and my friend Chad, he's an editor, and even in the foreword I said, I did not write this book. And as the editor, he was like, you can't say that. People don't think you plagiarized the book.
No.
And I'm like, so no. So, but this book is very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
It's helped a lot of people. If I don't sell one book, which we've sold over 175 books, but if I had never sold one book and I just met one person that told me that it helped their life or saved their lives or helped their son or daughter with addiction or suicide, that's what I'm getting. That's the riches that I got from this book.
Absolutely.
So you really need to get this book though, because each book, a donation for 5 different charities from this book. So I support MS, diabetes, the Port Atkinson Homeless Coalition, the Special Olympics, and we got the other one. But there's 5.
Yeah.
So this book is still selling, you know. Like I said, we sold over 175 of these books.
Do they reach out to you to buy the book?
Yes.
Or can we find it?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook and then just let me know that's what you want and then just change information like that. I'll, ship it out to you.
Absolutely.
Pay for the book and I'll pay for the shipping.
Awesome. So now y'all know where to find Untamed.
Untamed.
Yes.
Let's get motivated.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
The second book is the first book of a 4-book series. This is called L.I.F.E, Is for Everyone. This poetry is some of my personal poems as well as life poems.
Yeah.
Life poetry. So life lessons and things like that, but some of my steamier stuff is in here too. I should have sectioned it off, but I did not.
Yes.
But, a lot of this is just me trying to be positive for everybody, tapping into the talent that I have to make people smile or think or even blush. You know what I mean? So all those emotions are real, and I think, once you get a hand on this book, you'll understand that it's just about being open.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
This is the first of a 4-book series. Once I get this business up and going, I'll dive back into the writing. But yeah, I'm proud of these books simply because it's me. It's part of me, and part of my spirituality as well. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, y'all will know exactly where to go find these books. I'm gonna put all the, I don't want you to say my Uncle Sherman, but my Uncle Sherman. But my Uncle Sherman, I'll put all his information in the description and the comments and all of that, so y'all know where to find them and to get motivated, by purchasing and reading these books. So I'm really excited for that, for sure. We are gonna wrap this thing up. Okay. I do have one more segment. Y'all know what it is. The I don't know who needs to hear this, but I have that segment. And feel free to add in anything. I have 7 that I want to put out there. But my first one is take a break from social media. Go be in the sun. Go be in the sun. Take a break, whether it's a day or whatever, put your phone down and go be in nature. Like, go explore and be in nature. Number 2, tell someone you miss that you miss them. I believe in that firmly, to tell someone that you miss them. Number 3, find a hobby, whether it's painting, pottery, candle making, I don't care what it is. I feel like hobbies are important this day and age, yes. Number 4, let people go If they've hurt you in such a way that is unforgivable to you, let it go. Just let it go.
Forgiveness is huge.
It's huge. And that's number 5. Forgive for you and not for others. You are carrying all the pain while that person that hurt you is living their greatest lives. I truly believe that. So forgive for yourself and not so much for others. Number 6, start healing. Do it for the little girl or boy inside of you. They deserve that much. And number 7, stop drinking so much. I know I see it too often, and to each its own. But y'all wake up and go to sleep drinking. Just give it a break for a minute. Jesus. Those are my 7. I don't know who needs to hear this. Do you have one you would like to add on?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's just love on everybody, man. I mean, to be honest with you, life is too short to hate or discriminate, to be negative.
Yeah.
Just love on everybody. When you come in contact with somebody, good morning, good night, hello, goodbye, don't hurt you.
Yeah.
It won't hurt you.
Yeah.
So just love on everybody that you meet, and I think you'll get something from it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Well, I want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate it.
For coming down to Big Chat with Mo Budda. We finally made it happen.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that you're here, and I love you.
I love you too.
I'm proud of you.
And I'm proud
Keep
of you.
pushing.
Oh, for sure.
Keep swinging.
Yeah.
Because it is a battle, and I love you so much.
I love you
and
too.
thank you. And I thank y'all for tuning in, absolutely, and enjoying me and my guests. And you already know what it is every Monday. Y'all know we still new to this, but we true to this. So every Monday, we shooting for Monday that this episode is going to drop. And I hope that y'all get something out of this. Per usual, I'm here for the people, and I can't wait to see y'all again next week. So I love y'all, and until next time.
Peace.
Peace. Yes.
Break your shit, shorty. Yeah, any op, I'll demolish him. Fuck a hater, don't acknowledge them. Just stay focused, get your dollars in. Talk your shit, shorty.
You got a mic check out?
You got a mic check right quick. Look at y'all.
All right, cool. All right.
She gonna let y'all know what.
What's up?
Suction things, but our things are sharpest.
We devour cowards like ghosts in the darkness.
Sucker show things, but our things are the sharpest.
We devour cowards like ghosts in the darkness.
Sucker show things, but our things are the sharpest. We devour cowards like ghosts in the
darkness.
Lions untamed, ruling this thing like kings of the jungle. You wanna rumble? They entered the lion's den where many men have tried but died. They couldn't break the lion's pride apart. We could never be, cause blood lines binds my big brother to me. In light, in love, and on the mic. Brother to brother together forever we'll unite. Woo. You know the lions untamed. Who? Ha! You know we're ruling this thing. Who? Ha! You know the lions untamed. Who? Ha! You know we're ruling this thing. Keeping my focus, no hocus pocus, but I'm still black magic. The way I wreck the mic is like a plane crash. Tragic, so demanding, commanding. Some call me General Sherman. My troops milking your Fruit Loops. Got the competition squirming like worms on a fish. Look, it's just a rook. He on the lyrical Barry Sanders and get shook. The game is rough and tumble. I will never fumble. I rock like Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. Hoo ha.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Good job.